Today, I would be talking about how we can grow self-consciousness or how we can be more self-conscious. See, generally what happens is that whenever we are engaged in any activity or doing any task, we are normally fully consumed in it. We are normally driven by it. And what I mean by that is the emotions in it, the feelings in it, the thoughts associated with it, we are fully consumed by that. And we are having been consumed by that, we are doing that activity, we are performing that task. So that's how we normally do it. And that's how we normally experience any task or activity that we are doing. Instead of that, in order for us to become self-conscious, if we start observing ourselves in the activity, if we start observing ourselves in that task, it will help us to become self-conscious. It will help us to become more aware about our own self. And what I mean by that is, let's take an example. You are having an interaction with your spouse. You are discussing something with your spouse and the discussion intensifies. And you start seeing yourself engaging in that conversation to and fro, sharing your perspectives and the spouse sharing her perspective or his perspective. And that exchange is happening. And while this exchange is happening in the intensity it is happening, what generally happens is, because of the emotion we are in, whatever we are doing in that moment, we feel that we are correct in it. We feel that it is appropriate for that moment. It's like whatever we are doing is the right thing that we are doing. But instead of just engaging and being fully consumed in it, if we start stepping back and observe ourselves in that conversation, as a third person, if you start observing yourself in the conversation that you are having with your wife, what will happen is that it will give you an idea about how you are engaging with your wife or with your spouse in that conversation. You will get a perspective as a third person. You would get a perspective of seeing yourself, how you are engaging in that conversation or in exchange. Second is, while you get that awareness, you will also get an understanding of whether normally as a person would you engage in that way, seeing the situation in front of you. It will give you that opportunity to understand whether you will engage in that way and make that choice of whether you want to continue engaging in the way you are seeing yourself engaging. And if you think it's not appropriate, if it's not that something which you would ideally in your normalcy would engage in, gives you an opportunity to step back and do a course correction or to re-engage in a different way or in a way that is more appropriate with what you feel truly as an individual or normally as an individual. So this is what is observing yourself in your activity or in your task or your engagement. So the more you observe yourself in your task and your engagement or your activity, what happens is, one is that you get an awareness of how you are engaging or how you are putting yourself in that task or activity. Second is, you get an understanding how in alignment your behavior is, or how in alignment the way you're putting in that engagement is to what you truly would want yourself. And third is, it gives you an opportunity to reconsider how you're engaging and start engaging in a way which you truly want to engage in. So that's how we can grow self-consciousness. That is by, instead of fully getting consumed by the activity or the task, stepping back and being an observer to our own self and observing how we are engaging in that activity. And the more we do that, more we will grow in self-consciousness, more we will be aware of our own self, and it will give us an opportunity to be more aligned with how we truly want to live, how we truly want to engage in the things that we engage with.